Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino coming at you again today with yet another video and yet another 10 from the Rents video. So I've been kind of showing my collection I kind of inherited from my parents. They lived in Germany for a while, so every now and then I find a German and a UK pressing that they kind of collected over time, and kind of some interesting gems. And it's kind of the records that shaped me into what I am, into Beetle Dustino, and loving classic rock and 60s, 70s music, stuff like that. So, anyways, let's see the next 10 after the intro. Yes, we got another 10 from the Rents going here, and I'm getting kind of down to the bottom here. I noticed a few more videos yet, but we're getting there. I guess, yeah, it seems like they had a lot, but it is a decent collection. But the next one here in this, and I've got these so ordered weird. So if you're ever noticing, watching from the beginning to now, I'm all over the board. This is not how I would order these nowadays. So whenever I organize their record collection here, I really did this strange. But this is Helen, I hope I'm saying this right, Reddy's greatest hits. And at first I was going, who the heck is she? And then I was like, oh yes, I know. It's my mom's theme song right there. I am woman, hear me roar. And she'll get a kick out of that I pointed that out. So yes, that is who she is. I totally know at least that song. I don't know if I've listened to this record or not. I'm sure I've heard them play that because I used to spin a lot of records and stuff. But show you the spine. I don't know if you'll be able to see much. There is quite a bit of like water damage or something on this too. So that's unfortunate on this. However, this one's got the sleeve. I was really surprised on that when I looked at this. So Capitol Records, and looks like it's more 70s era Capitol Records because we have got the orange Capitol label there. So there we go. There's side 1 and side 2. Looks to be in pretty good shape too. The sleeve isn't, but unfortunately, but the record is. So yes, my mom is a true Wonder Woman, a true just amazing, amazing woman, and we do call her woman. And some people kind of, whoa, you call your mom that? And it's like, no, that's out of pure respect, not out of any sort of thing putting her down by any means. Like I said, it's her theme song, I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. She truly is, she embodies that to no end. And I've always, my sisters, I think, started it when they were teenagers, and I think it was a little bit of a, okay, woman, but it was really kind of a respect thing for her. And then the funny thing is we found out, and I don't know how true this truly is, but her sister had given her a little mug or coaster or something. I think it was a coaster, and it had your name on it, and then what like the meaning of the name is. And we've had this thing sitting in our house for ages, and it was just the other day we noticed it again, and paid attention to that, and we were kind of laughing about it since we discovered this. So my mom's first name is Carol, and in the description, it does say that Carol, the meaning of Carol is womanly. And so we've been laughing at that we call her woman, which it really, if that truly is a definition of Carol, part of the breakdown of what Carol means, us calling her woman is right on with her regular name anyway. She's womanly. So there we go. But anyways, yeah, there we go. Her theme song on that one. So I totally know what that one is, and that makes sense. She's got that record. All right. So next up, we got Jeannie C. Riley and Harper Valley PTA. This one I know that song at least. You can see the track list there. I think this is another, no, this is Columbia. Okay, so there we go. There's the back. I didn't show you the spine on this one. The spine's pretty rough though. And this one, I don't think we got a sleeve. Well, it says Columbia, but it's Plantation Records is the label on it, which is an interesting label. I don't think I've seen this one in too many of their collection. So I always love these old record labels. This is part of what I love looking at my parents' collection. I never realized until recently how much I really appreciate these old record labels and different kind of versions of it and everything. And that's why I always kind of champion, if you see, I'm a CD guy at heart. I do love collecting vinyl. I love the fact I got my parents' vinyl collection to add to my collection. But I always wish that CDs from the beginning would have kind of went with this as their labels too. Take the old record labels from whatever company they are and use the old labels as the label on the CD, because where on the record you get just in the center here and you got to have your playing surface, where the CD you only got the one side which is the playing surface, and the other side is just the label side. So that would have been cool. I know in the beginning it took them a while to find a proper ink to use on that label, I suppose. So maybe those early ones, maybe that's part of why they didn't do it. But once they did figure out, being able to make a printed disc label there like that, a picture disc, I guess on some of them they're called. It would have just been cool if they would have went with the record label, because I really respect. It seems to be more newer releases get that record label put onto it, and I really like those on CDs. So there's my little take on record labels, as I've got an interesting one here that I'm not used to seeing. I was noticing that in this particular group of 10, I think I only found one that was from another country. Yeah, and this one's another US one. So this is Johnny Rivers Changes. And there's the front. And this is on Imperial Records, I see. So this is another kind of different one that I'm not used to seeing, I guess. So there's the back there with everything. A lot kind of going on there, so I'll hold it there for a bit more. Once again, no inner sleeve. Different label, but I'm not as big of a fan of this because it's just kind of black and silver there, black and gray. And then the actual label part, anything with any sort of color, is off to the side. So these particular ones, I still like it. I think it's still cool, but these particular types I'm not as big of a fan of. I like where you got some nice colors and stuff on the label there. All right, and I think last time I did this, I said there was going to be some Rolling Stones coming up in the next one, and yeah, we got a few here. So we're going to start with Beggars Banquet, and yeah, there's a little something happened there. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there's the cover, and of course this is the updated one with the toilet on it, I guess. There's the back, but we got the gatefold here. And on the London Records label, and this one we do got an inner sleeve. I don't know if it's a correct inner sleeve though. So it looks like it's Warner Brothers. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember. I think Warner is connected with London, so this might be correct. And let me see here. Oh man, we got all kinds of Bill Cosby stuff on this. Wow, interesting. Whoa, even more. Seems like everywhere I look, there's Bill Cosby. Holy cow. All right, I'll show you this again. I'm sorry. I looked at this not long before this, so there we go. That way you can see what I was looking at. Don Rickles, there we go. That's kind of cool. Wow. Oh, Van Dyke Parks. That's cool. All right, interesting for Beach Boys fans. Anyways, here is the label on this one. London Stereophonic. Now that is a proper record label. The nice blue with the silver and the big Stereophonic and the big bold logo there of the name there. Yeah, that's what I like to see right there. Okay, and keeping with the Rolling Stones here, we got, I got to get this all right. High Tide and Green Grass, the Rolling Stones, big hits. There we go. Another one that unfortunately had a label on it and it tore off, so we'll just kind of hide that. I don't know what we were thinking with this, but yeah, this one's really nice gatefold on this. Greatest Hits album, but really nice package on this. So we got a little booklet on the inside with just some really nice photos of the guys here. Pretty much just photos, a little bit of words or writing there. Words. Wow. Learn to use my words. All right. There we go. Once again on that London label. Looking really nice. I quite like that one. That's a really nice one there. And no inner sleeve with that one, so unfortunately. But the booklet and everything is in there really nice yet, so that's good. And keeping with the Stones yet, and greatest hits, we got Through the Past Darkly. Did I get that right? Yes, I did. Big Hits Volume 2. So I guess, yeah, this would have been the follow-up to that one. Really interesting kind of with this die-cut cover here. I noticed there is a little hype sticker down there with the features Honky Tonk, or including Honky Tonk Woman. Again, we had a label on the back there. I don't know what we were thinking, like I said. But there's the back, and I don't know if I showed you spine on that last one, but there's a spine on this one. I don't know how well you guys see that anyway. And then it is a gatefold, so we got a picture of the guys there. Not quite as elaborate as that other one, but I suppose with the rest of the packaging here, fairly elaborate. Again, no inner sleeve. And again, on the London Stereophonic label there. So there we go. And then this one I remember we used to play a lot. My sisters were really into it. I've always liked this music. My parents like this music. I mean, well, it's my parents' collection. They should like any of these. But Diana Ross and the Supremes' Greatest Hits. And I remember my sister was really into this for a while. I'm pretty sure she used to come down and spin this a lot. So, yeah, there it is there. And this is a nice double disc set. I think it even says that they're deluxe, deluxe package 2 album set, 20 big hits. So quite a bit of great music on there. I'll hold it there for you to see the. I think I see this one in a lot of the record flipping stuff. So, so it's not like it's a unusual record. I think it's out there. I always laugh about that I see pretty much most of my parents' collection. Anytime I watch if anybody does any like crate digging videos or that, seems like I see a lot of their records in there. But this one is on the Motown label. And speaking of great labels, that is a really great one there. So there's the side 1 and side 2 of disc 1. And then side 3 and side 4 of disc 2. And unfortunately, no inner sleeves with this one. Okay, and then this next one, I think this one is one I don't see in the crate digging stuff a lot. But Shocking Blue, the Shocking Blue. And I think that is just the title of the album, too. Yeah, I don't see that there's anything else there. But really interesting one. So, Venus. I know that would be the big one off of this. Which, who covered that again in the 80s? Words in the Corner will have to help me there. I know it was a big hit in the 80s, too. And then the advertisement for the razor blades and stuff was, Venus was the brand. And Venus was the name. But yeah, there we go. The Shocking Blue. Really cool cover on that and everything. And this has got this Colossus label on this, which is really cool. And this label has really held up well over the years. Look at how good a shape that's in. The record itself is in just fantastic shape too, which I'm kind of surprised. I think that would be a cool record to play. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to play this once I get the amp going there again. I remember I really liked listening to it, but that is such a great label. That is a fantastic label. I'll say that's the winner of the labels in this batch. But unfortunately, no inner sleeve with that one. And this next one, if Don from Me and Mr. Mayo is watching, maybe Me and Mr. Mayo will show this to him because I know he loves this album. I've seen him in the record shop there looking at it quite a bit. But it's Carly Simon and No Secrets. Yeah, she isn't showing any secrets there. There's no secrets there. Anyways, I know my Don likes it. And if something looks a little off, that's because this is the one that is my... Yeah, this is a German pressed version of it. So so they must pick this up when they were in Germany. I can't imagine they got it anywhere else. So they did live in Germany, so very, very likely. And this one, luckily, does have the inner sleeve. It's in really good shape too. The jacket is in great shape too. So, but there's the front and the back. I think that's right with the front and the back. And then let's take a look at the label here. On the Elektra label with that butterfly, which looks so cool. And then you can see the Gemma. So it's the German pressing. And there is the side 2. Looking really nice. And last but not least, and I know this is one of my mom's favorite records, and she's got her name all over this, so I got to try to hide it here. But this is Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, and what a fantastic album this one is. The sleeve looks a little beat, but the disc, I was just looking at it, and it's in great shape. And there's the back there, and this does have a sleeve with it, which I was really happy about. Of course, on the Columbia record label. There's the one side there, the sleeve, and the other side with all the available now. Can't remember if I saw anything interesting here. Oh, this, I just love the font on that Janis Joplin thing, that Cosmic Blues. That's really cool. And then, of course, Bob Dylan, I know they got that record in their collection. Johnny Cash at San Quentin. I always love looking at this. Another Johnny Cash one there next to it. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I know they got that one too. They weren't cool enough for Miles Davis.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
And, oh boy. Let me see if I can... So it's got the red Columbia label. I just don't want... I already said what her name was. Her name's Carol. You can see that much, but I just don't want you seeing her maiden name there, I guess. But this label pretty much looks the same, just with a side 2 instead of a side 1, and then whatever the tracks are from that. But yeah, that's pretty much what the label would look like. And that should do it for this edition of 10 from the Rents. Pretty good collection there of that one. I really like quite a few of those records in that one. Those Stones records, I'm probably going to have to separate those out and just put those in my... I don't know why I've kind of kept my parents' stuff kind of... Even though it is my records now, technically. But why I've kept theirs kind of separated. There's a few of kind of... Obviously, my Beatles stuff is transferred over, but there's certain ones that I just haven't pulled out, which I'm really kind of surprised about. And I am getting to a couple of other Stones records. I got Hackney Diamonds. I think that's the only other one that I got. So maybe, hey, I don't know. They can stay where they're at, and I can keep Hackney Diamonds on its own there. So, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, that will be that 10. And quite a few of those I want to go spin again. I know that Shocking Blue for sure. I love that. I remember I really love that album. And that label is fantastic on it. That Colossus label was really cool. But anyways, I'm going to get fully wrapping up, though, before I get rambling too much here, as I feel it's kind of coming on. Before I do that, though, I want to once again thank all my subscribers, and thanks to you new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And like I always say, if you have stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like and do leave a comment. Wow, what was that? Let me know your thoughts on these albums. Do you have any of them? Are you a fan of any of them? Don, do you want that Carly Simon? I'm sorry, I won't give it to you. I think they got one for sale there at Infinity Records. So pick up that copy. But anyways, I'm going to get fully signed out. I am Beetle Dustino, signing out. Oh, I didn't do that. What was I doing? I was like staring right into the camera and I didn't do my proper sign out. I am Beetle Dustino, signing out. My little wave to you. Hey, goodbye.